The luxury atmosphere of the Indian Wells tennis garden has just been incinerated by a report so shocking that it has left the global tennis establishment in a state of pure disbelief. A seismic financial leak from the Indian Wells box office has revealed that the King of Clay himself, Rafael Nadal, has reportedly bypassed his usual VIP player credentials to make a sovereign statement. Reports are going off that Nadal has reportedly paid $10,000 out of his own pocket just to secure a front row seat for Alex Eala's opening match. The hidden truth is that the stadium was so sold out, as we discussed in our previous series, that even the Legends guest list was full. Instead of asking for a favor, Nadal reportedly told the organizers, "I don't want a free seat. I want to pay for the privilege of watching the future. I'd pay anything to be there for Alex." This $10,000 gesture has nuclear implications for the sport. It isn't just about the money, it's about the symbolic endorsement. The WTA establishment is reportedly fuming because Nadal's actions have officially declared Alex Eala as the main event of the entire tournament. The information explosion in the media center is total, as journalists realize that the greatest fighter in tennis history is now acting as the chief supporter for a 20-year-old from the Philippines. One veteran analyst was reportedly heard panic striking on air saying, "When Rafa pays $10,000 to watch you play, you aren't just a player anymore. You are a legend in waiting." The savage reality is that Nadal is dismantling the ego of the seeded players by choosing Alex over everyone else. But the physical impact of Nadal's presence in the front row is already causing a security crisis. Reports leak that the security detail around the front row area has been tripled to manage the double tsunami of fans who want to see both the King and the Prodigy. The panic among the tournament organizers is seismic. They are reportedly fuming because they didn't expect Nadal to sit in the public front row instead of a soundproof VIP box. The savage truth is that Rafa wants to feel the acoustic fire of the Pinoy army. He reportedly told his team, "I want to be in the heat. I want to be where the heart of the game is beating." This sovereign humility has emotionalized millions of Filipino fans who see this as the ultimate validation of their queen. The information blackout from the Nadal Academy camp remains total, but insiders suggest that Rafa's decision to buy the ticket was a tactical masterstroke. He knows that by sitting in the front row, he is providing a psychological shield for Alex Eala against her opponent, Dayana Yastremska. The savage reality is that Yastremska now has to play against Alex Eala and the staring eyes of the greatest champion of all time, sitting just 5 feet away. The pressure on the rival camp is nuclear. They are reportedly panic-striking, complaining to the umpire that Nadal's presence is intimidating. But the official verdict is clear. Nadal is a paying customer now. He has every right to be there. The financial earthquake caused by Rafael Nadal's $10,000 ticket purchase has turned into a logistical nightmare for Indian Wells on this Saturday, March 7, 2026. While the WTA establishment was panic-striking to offer Nadal a soundproof, air-conditioned luxury suite, the kind usually reserved for billionaires and royalty, the King of Clay reportedly performed a savage and humble act of defiance. Reports are going off that Nadal personally looked at the tournament director and said, "Keep your champagne and your glass windows. I didn't pay $10,000 to watch a television screen from the sky. I paid to hear the ball hit her strings." This sweet refusal has incinerated the ego of the VIP sponsors. The hidden truth is that Nadal wants to be in the trenches with the Pinoy army. He wants to feel the acoustic fire of the fans, proving that his bond with Alex Eala is not just business, it is a blood-bound mentorship. But the information explosion reached a nuclear peak just 30 minutes before the match began. A seismic leak from the underground corridors of Stadium 1 reveals that Nadal reportedly intercepted Alex Eala in the secret tunnel leading to the court. While the security detail tried to maintain a sterile zone, they were reportedly speechless as Nadal pulled Alex aside for a private 60-second briefing. Witnesses leak that Rafa wasn't just giving her a good luck hug, he was reportedly gesturing with his hands, showing her the sovereign angles he wants her to use against Yastremska's power. This tunnel encounter has left the WTA officials fuming. They feel that having a legend like Nadal coaching in the shadows, after paying for a seat, is a psychological weapon that no opponent can defend against. The savage reality is that Alex Eala isn't walking onto that court alone. She is carrying the spirit of the matador with her. The panic in the rival camp has now turned into a formal protest. Reports suggest that Dayana Yastremska's coaching team has reportedly approached the umpire's office demanding that Nadal be moved from the front row. They are fuming because they claim his physical presence and his staring eyes are a form of sideline coaching. But the official verdict from Indian Wells is a nuclear reality check. Nadal is a ticket holder. He is a fan tonight. You cannot move a man who has paid $10,000 for his seat. This legal defeat has left the opponent in a state of pure terror. Every time she looks toward the sideline, she will see the man who won 22 Grand Slams, watching her every move, waiting for his prodigy to dismantle her. The pressure is no longer just atmospheric, it is legendary. Inside the stadium, the Pinoy army has reportedly realized that their king is sitting among them. The acoustic pressure has doubled. Fans are reportedly panic-striking to get closer to Nadal's row, forcing the elite private contractors we discussed in the previous series to create a human wall of protection around Rafa. But the savage truth is that Nadal is enjoying every second of it. He was seen high-fiving Filipino fans, reportedly telling one of them, "Tonight we are all part of the same team." This sovereign unity has turned Stadium 1 into a Manila fortress. The information blackout on what exactly Nadal whispered to Alex is driving the tennis world insane. Was it a technical secret? Or a savage mandate to take over the game? The legendary clock has finally struck the hour of the match on this Saturday night, March 7th, 2026. As the acoustic fire of the Pinoy army reached a seismic peak, the world watched as Rafael Nadal, the man who has won 22 Grand Slams, walked down the stairs of Stadium 1. Reports are going off that the information explosion was instant. Instead of hiding behind tinted glass, Nadal took his seat just 5 feet from the baseline. The hidden truth is that his presence has created a vacuum of silence in the immediate rows. Fans were panic-striking just to be near him, but Nadal's face was a sovereign mask of concentration. He didn't look like a fan. He looked like a general watching his most important soldier enter the battlefield. The savage reality is that Nadal's $10,000 seat has turned into a command post. But the heartbreaking and powerful moment happened as Alex Eala stepped onto the service line for the very first time. Before she bounced the ball, she reportedly stopped, turned her head toward the front row, and made a sovereign gesture. Witnesses leak that Alex placed her hand over her heart and gave a subtle nod directly to Rafael Nadal. This silent salute has emotionalized the entire stadium. It was a savage and loyal acknowledgement that everything she is about to do is because of the man who took her in at the Nadal Academy. The information blackout on their relationship was shattered in that 1 second. The WTA establishment is in a state of pure shock, realizing that this isn't just a match, it is a passing of the spirit. The panic in the rival camp, however, has reached a nuclear level. Dayana Yastremska was seen staring in disbelief at the sideline. Reports leak that she complained to her coach, "He is looking right through me. How can I play when the matador is judging every shot?" The savage truth is that Nadal's staring eyes are acting as a psychological executioner. He isn't cheering, he is analyzing. Every time Yastremska makes a mistake, Nadal reportedly takes a small notebook out and writes something down. This technical intimidation is dismantling the opponent's mental state before the first set is even over. The security detail is fuming because they can't stop a man from taking notes, but they know it's mental warfare at the highest level. But the hidden factor in this part 3 is the Pinoy army's reaction. Seeing Nadal sitting among them has incinerated their usual boundaries. Fans are reportedly panic-striking to buy the exact same brand of water Nadal is drinking, turning the stadium concession stands into a financial riot. The sovereignty of the tournament is now divided between the Queen on the court and the King on the sideline. The acoustic pressure is so high that the chair umpire has reportedly asked for crowd silence 3 times in the first 2 games. But how do you silence a nation that has its legend and its prodigy in the same room? The information explosion on social media is total. The hashtag Nadal Eala connection is trending #1 globally. The savage reality is that the WTA is panic-striking, realizing that they have lost control of the narrative. This isn't their tournament anymore, it's a Nadal Academy takeover on American soil. One elite contractor was heard saying, "I'm not guarding a tennis match, I'm guarding a coronation." Psychological siege inside Stadium 1 has just hit a nuclear boiling point on this Saturday night, March 7th, 2026. As the first set reached a crucial juice, the information explosion happened not on the court but in the front row. Reports are going off that Rafael Nadal, sitting just 5 feet away from the baseline, reportedly made a secret hand signal to Alex Eala. It wasn't a loud shout, it was a sovereign adjustment of his own cap, a signal known only to the inner circle of the Nadal Academy. The hidden truth is that Alex immediately changed her serve placement, catching Dayana Yastremska completely off guard. The savage reality is that Nadal is hacking the game from a $10,000 seat. He isn't just a spectator, he is a remote control genius who is dismantling the opponent's strategy in real time. But the savage high point of this Part 4 was the management clash. Witnesses leak that the Indian Wells tournament supervisor, under heavy pressure from the rival camp, was forced to approach Nadal during the changeover. The panic in the supervisor's eyes was seismic. He reportedly asked Nadal to refrain from gesturing toward the court. Nadal's response was a nuclear reality check that has left the WTA establishment in a state of pure silence. Rafa reportedly looked him dead in the eyes and said, "I am a fan who paid $10,000 to be here. If I want to fix my cap, I will fix my cap. If you want to stop me, find a rule that says a fan cannot breathe." This sovereign defiance has incinerated the supervisor's authority. He was seen walking away, reportedly telling his team, "I can't touch him. He's the king and he's a paying customer. We are trapped." Inside the stadium, the Pinoy army has realized that a war of wills is happening. The acoustic pressure has shifted from chanting to a deadly focused silence every time Nadal leans forward. The savage truth is that the fans are now following Nadal's lead. When Rafa nods, the 2 million army roars. When Rafa stays still, the stadium becomes a vacuum. The information blackout on the secret signals is driving the tennis experts insane in the broadcast booths. They are panic striking, trying to analyze every movement of Nadal's hands. One commentator was heard saying, "We are watching a Grand Slam champion coach a prodigy through optical telepathy. This is the most expensive and most effective coaching session in history." The locker room reaction from the other players watching on the monitors is total despair. They see that Alex Eala has the ultimate shield. She isn't just playing with her own talent, she is playing with the tactical brain of the matador. The savage reality is that Yastremska is now panic-striking on every point, looking at Nadal more than she is looking at the ball. The psychological execution is almost complete. Alex Eala is incinerating the scoreboard, moving with a sovereign grace that proves the Nadal-Eala connection is the most nuclear force in modern tennis. Security detail is now fuming because they've been told to back off from Nadal's row. They realize that the sovereignty of the match belongs to the man in the front row. But a hidden factor is emerging. Reports leak that Roger Federer has reportedly sent a text to the tournament director, asking for a live feed of Nadal's reactions. The world of legends is staring at Stadium 1. The legendary clock has reached its final tick on this Saturday night, March 7, 2026. The psychological siege inside Stadium 1 has reached its absolute and savage conclusion. As Alex Eala stood at match point against Dayana Yastremska, the acoustic fire of the Pinoy army was so intense that the decibel monitors were reportedly panic-striking. But the hidden truth was in the front row. Rafael Nadal, the man who paid $10,000 to be there, didn't stand up. He didn't cheer. He reportedly sat in a deadly silence, staring at the court with a sovereign intensity that seemed to freeze the air. When Alex hit the final hybrid strike cross-court winner to seal the victory, the stadium didn't just erupt, it incinerated. The savage reality is that the WTA establishment has officially lost its crown to a 20-year-old from the Philippines and her matador mentor. But the information explosion happened seconds after the handshake. Reports are going off that the security detail, who had been trying to keep the Pinoy army back, were reportedly dismantled by a sovereign command. Rafael Nadal didn't wait for an invite. He reportedly hopped over the low front row barrier, the same seat he paid $10,000 for, and walked directly onto the court. The WTA officials were fuming and panic-striking, unsure if they should penalize him. But how do you penalize a legend who is a paying customer? Nadal walked straight to Alex Eala, who was visibly moved and tearing up. In front of 16,000 fans and millions watching globally, Nadal leaned in and delivered a savage 10-word statement that has now become the Bible of Philippine tennis. He reportedly whispered, "The world is watching now. Never let them see you blink." This 10-word mandate has nuclear implications. It wasn't just a good job message, it was a coronation. Nadal was telling Alex that the legend-in-waiting era is over, the Queen's era has begun. The information blackout from the Nadal Academy camp has been broken by this physical act of support. Experts are fuming because they realize that Alex Eala now has a mental armor that no other player possesses. She has the tactical brain of Nadal and the emotional shield of an entire nation. One prominent analyst was heard saying that $10,000 wasn't a ticket price. It was a sovereign investment in the next era of the sport. Nadal didn't watch a match, he launched a dynasty. The economic earthquake following the match is seismic. Reports leak that the luxury brands who were panic-striking during the server crash are now in a nuclear war to sign Alex. The savage truth is that because Nadal was seen in the front row, the market value of Alex Eala has reportedly tripled in a single night. The information explosion on social media has reached over 100 million impressions within the first hour. The Pinoy army is reportedly occupying the streets of Indian Wells, turning the desert into a national festival. The security detail has reportedly resigned to the fact that they can't control the joy. One officer was seen high-fiving a fan, saying, "We are all on the same team tonight. The Matador won and the Queen is here." The final verdict of this Saturday night is total. Rafael Nadal's $10,000 seat was the most expensive and effective coaching masterclass in history. He dismantled the opponent's mind, shielded his student's heart, and sovereignly endorsed the future of the game. As Alex and Rafa walked off the court together, the acoustic pressure was so high it registered as a micro-earthquake on local sensors. Thank you for following this 5-part nuclear journey into the Nadal-Eala front row scandal. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a "The Matador Has Spoken" in the comments. The legend is satisfied, the prodigy is crowned, the invasion is complete.